Which anime genres should Hollywood be targeting? Find out today on the Nerdiscussion. Welcome back to the Nerdiscussion, where I take a topic from the world of comic books, anime, video games, and pro wrestling, and I give my 2 cents on it, and then I leave the floor open to you guys, where you can discuss in the comment section below. So real quick, I know it's been a while since we've done one of these videos. I just wasn't able to do it. If you've been following me on this channel, you understand I got a new job. Venom came out, wrestling stuff has been happening, so I've been really kind of busy with that, as you could tell. But now we're back on track. We're back to doing these nerd discussions. And with Alita Battle Angel coming out later this year, I thought what better way for the nerd discussion to make its return than to talk about anime in film. Let's go. So I know I did a similar nerd discussion episode in regards to video games and film, and you can check that out if you haven't seen it. But in that, basically, I was talking about different things, but I didn't really offer a full-fledged solution, specific solutions. I kind of just said what they should actually be doing. In this one, I'm going to make it a little bit different. I'm going to actually provide certain actual examples of animes that can be made into actual movies. And I will get into that towards the end. But for now, let's talk about anime and film. Anime has been trying to make a breakthrough in movies for the past 10 years, and why not? There are so many amazing stories in the world of anime which have the potential to translate really well into the big screen. However, it's just not been mixing well. They just haven't been able to do it properly. Now, of course, movies such as Black Swan has taken a lot of inspiration from the movie Perfect Blue, but that was not a full-fledged adaptation of an anime. That was just inspired by Perfect Blue. Yet, that movie still did well. However, movies like Dragon Ball Evolution, The Last Airbender, Speed Racer, they have been absolutely tarnished by both critics and fans alike, especially those who love the source material. Myself included, a huge fan of Dragon Ball Z. I saw the TV spots for Dragon Ball Evolution and I'm just like,
that is one big pile of shit.
And I'm not watching it. And guess what happened? It became a big pile of crap, along with, of course, Last Airbender and Speed Racer, as I mentioned. However, we did also get Ghost in the Shell, which had a pretty decent run in the box office, but it still didn't do anything of substance for anime in Hollywood. And of course, we did have the Netflix exclusive movies like Death Note and Full Metal Alchemist. As far as Death Note is concerned, literally the only saving grace for that movie is Willem Dafoe as Ryuk, and that doesn't say much because Willem Dafoe was a great actor, and I think it was a good choice to put him as Ryuk, but you can't just rely on one character to drive this entire story because they completely just took the anime, put it through a shredder, and said, we're not gonna worry about that. We're gonna do our own thing now, aren't we? That is kind of sucks. So there is a huge problem going on with the attitude of the filmmakers towards anime, and here's what I think is the issue. So what is the issue? What do I think is the problem? Well, I think it's very similar to the issue with video games. I would say that Hollywood still has a similar attitude about anime as they do with video games. And that it's just for kids or for teenage boys, right? And who just want to see like a lot of fan service. Personally, as a man, I don't mind fan service in anime. Yeah, it's part of anime and I'm totally okay with it. But the thing is, it's like these filmmakers see an episode of Dragon Ball Z, or maybe an episode of Kill la Kill, or Seven Deadly Sins, or Naruto, One Piece, whatever, and they come up with this conclusion that anime is just big muscular men screaming and women with large breasts. That is not all that anime is about. I wish they would, again, scratch the surface, look underneath all that. You will find a rich reservoir of fantastic storytelling. I think that attitude just needs to change in Hollywood. Another thing that I think is an issue, even anime movies that they're making. If you look at the anime movies that they're making, Death Note, Dragon Ball Evolution, The Last Airbender, all these movies kind of come together in like the fantasy genre. And personally, I'm not really a big fan of fantasy, just in general. Like, I don't think fantasy has translated that well into live action either way, and with the exception of the Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings franchise. It's just that fantasy anime, I just feel like they're way too overly ambitious for Hollywood to do fantasy based anime. Now, maybe there are some out there that they've done a good job. If you guys are aware of any, leave it in the comments below. But personally, from what I've seen, fantasy in Hollywood never has really caught my attention like that. So I don't think it's just even the fact that it's an anime. I think the fact that it's fantasy can also be an issue. So I guess maybe that's one thing. Maybe stay away from the fantasy. That kind of leads me into what my solution is. So my solution is stay away from fantasy, at least in the anime realm. I personally think they should stick to genres like action, science fiction, and even horror. In action, you have a lot of great choices, from Cowboy Bebop, Go-Go 13, to Riding Bean, which I also covered on this channel. You can make amazing storylines with all these different anime. Spike Spiegel, he has actually a pretty good backstory. Go-Go 13 is basically James Bond. Bean Bandit, the Roadbuster, is an amalgamation of our favorite 80s action heroes, and since the 80s have been making a comeback, I think it would be really cool to make this movie as a formal tribute to 80s action. I would love to see something like that. As far as sci-fi is concerned, Psycho Pass would be a really interesting anime to do. And the thing is, the reason why I say sci-fi over fantasy, because I know both of them require big budgets. Science fiction, in my opinion, has been done a lot better in Hollywood than fantasy has. My opinion, maybe you think otherwise, leave it in the comments. I think they've done it much better. So I think shows like Psycho Pass would be great. Cyborg 009, I would love to see a live action take on that. I think that would be really cool. Even something like the Gundam series. That's simple. Just make it like Transformers, only better. Hollywood has been really good to the sci-fi genre. Just make it like a science fiction movie. So I think sci-fi anime has a lot to offer, but not Genocyber. Do not do Genocyber, because you know what? I don't want to see this on the big screen. That is disgusting. Moving on, horror anime like Wicked City, Vampire Hunter D, or even Little Pet Shop of Horrors, which in turn is inspired by Little Shop of Horrors, could also translate really well into Hollywood. I mean, they're rebooting franchises like Halloween. Why don't they reboot an older anime which happens to have a lot of horror elements? I mean, they kind of did Wicked City in a way. They kind of did it with the movie Bright, just in the sense that it's a human and a non-human partnering up together to solve a case. So I think that would be really cool. I would love to see something like this. Even Vampire Hunter D, look at Blade. I mean, that's what he is. He's a vampire hunter. So I think obviously if you take inspiration from Blade, you can make a good Vampire Hunter D movie. Little Pet Shop of Horrors, yeah, just make it Little Shop of Horrors.
That's all you have to do!
But just one thing, if you're going to actually go this route, please, Hollywood, get the right people to direct, write, and produce these films. Because I really don't want to see Michael Bay directing Go-Go 13. That would make no sense whatsoever. So that pretty much concludes my thoughts on this whole issue. Let me know what you guys think about anime and film and in the comment section below. What sort of anime you would like to see done properly in Hollywood and whatnot. I would love to know. And also be sure to let me know what other topics you would like me to discuss on the Nerdiscussion, as I will take requests and I will do my best to, oblige, right? But other than that, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on social media and tell your friends about the Nerdy Mark. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. This is Sid signing off. You guys take care. Bye-bye.